Shohei Ohtani is doing things in 2021 that even Babe Ruth never did. Babe Ruth, from 1914 to 1919, was mostly a pitcher. He accumulated a 2.19 ERA, winning 89 games and casually throwing 105 complete games out of 143 games started. He tossed 17 shutouts across almost 1,200 innings of work. Babe Ruth was a great pitcher, but until 1918, he hardly swung the bat. And considering he turned out to be one of the game's all-time greatest hitters, it's insane that he wasn't converted to a hitter sooner. Let's look at Babe Ruth's 2 seasons where he was a true two-way player and compare them with what Shohei Ohtani is on pace to accomplish this year. 1918 was the first year that Babe Ruth got regular at-bats. However, he was pitching much less than the year prior. He went from 326 1/3 innings pitched in 1917 to only 166 1/3 innings in 1918. He was still very much dominant, posting a 2.22 ERA and throwing 18 complete games, one of them being a shutout. With the stick, Babe Ruth also excelled. Ruth hit 300 with a 966 OPS and 192 OPS plus, which isn't far off from his career average, 206. He clubbed 11 home runs alongside driving in 61 runs. He led the league in slugging and OPS. He only had 382 plate appearances, so figure had he done this in a full season, he would have approached 25 homers and driven in well over 100 runs. One thing I should probably mention is the fact that he led the major leagues in home runs with 11. Yes, 11 was all it took Babe Ruth to take home the crown back in 1918. The next closest guy? Gavy Cravith, who hit 8. Man, have times changed. In 1919, Babe Ruth continued to showcase his two-way abilities. On the pitching side of things, he posted a 2.97 ERA and 133 1/3 innings pitched, tossing 12 complete games. At the plate, Babe Ruth reached another level. In 543 plate appearances, he hit .322 with a 1.114 OPS and 217 OPS plus. He drilled 29 homers and drove in 113. Just ridiculous stat line right there. He led the league in runs scored, home runs for the second straight year, RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, and total bases. Now, let's compare that with Shohei Ohtani. Shohei currently has a 276 batting average, 1,031 OPS, 26 home runs, 60 RBIs, 670 slugging percentage, and 11 stolen bases. Currently, the only thing that Shohei leads in is triples, oddly enough, but only because of how dominant Vladdy Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays has been in the first half of 2021 thus far. He ranks among the top of almost every offensive category as of the end of June. Let's compare what Shohei is on track to accomplish in 2021 to what Babe Ruth did during his best two-way hitting season in 1919. As we can see, Babe Ruth has a significant advantage in terms of offensive WAR, meaning that he is more valuable as an all-around hitter than Shohei. Babe Ruth has a much higher batting average and OPS plus, but it's not a monumental difference. Ohtani's power numbers are much more impressive, as he is on track to hit 54 home runs, which is 25 more than Babe Ruth in 1919. Shohei would have 12 more RBIs, a higher slugging percentage, and has way more total bases. So, in reality, Shohei and Babe Ruth are not worlds apart offensively. Now, the pitching side of things is where Shohei separates himself from Babe Ruth. 1918 Babe Ruth has less WAR than Ohtani currently has during the 2021 season, and there's a lot of baseball left to play. Babe Ruth pitched in a different time where complete games were commonplace and strikeouts were few. Babe Ruth had 2.2 Ks per nine back in 1918, while Shohei at 12.4 Ks per nine is playing in a time where strikeouts are commonplace and complete games are obsolete. If we look at what Shohei Ohtani is on track to accomplish, it's clear that he's a much better pitcher in 2021 than Babe Ruth was in his best pitching season as a two-way player in 1918. 7.1 WAR would be a little more than triple the amount Babe Ruth put up in 1918. Ruth might have had a better whip in ERA, but the advanced metrics tell us that Shohei Ohtani has the edge on Babe Ruth on the pitching side of things. Shohei Ohtani holds his ground and arguably exceeds that of what Babe Ruth accomplished as a two-way player. Keep in mind, I'm combining the best two-way hitting and pitching seasons together into one stat line for Babe Ruth. Let me know in the comments down below, who's the better two-way player between Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani? At the time I'm making this video, Shohei Ohtani has a 5.6 WAR, which puts him on pace for approximately an 11.8 WAR season. How good is that, you might ask? In MLB history, there have been 58 players to obtain a 10 WAR season. Shohei Ohtani, with 11.8 WAR, would sit right next to Babe Ruth, tied for 9th on the all-time MLB single-season WAR leaderboard. Now that is just ridiculous. No active player has reached the 11 WAR milestone, and the last player to do it was Barry Bonds during his ridiculous 2002 season. Let's hope that Shohei Ohtani is able to finish off this season healthy and be able to continue the success he has shown so far this season in 2021. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. I'm not having